Welcome back. We have race 7 on the race 1. This is a very small track, but there will be more laps. So it'll be interesting to see how a smaller track plays with all these marbles. So this means with such a small compact track there could be a lot of position changing. Everyone could stay very close together, especially with the ladder just at the end here. So it'll be another one of these final side-by-side races down to the finish line off the ladder. A bit like our first race of the pre-season. The nice thing is I'll probably be able to see everyone at the same time a lot of the time, with the track being so small. That doesn't look like there's many runoff areas either, but you never know. People always find a way. So going into this race, we have one new follower that followed during the previous race. So if we get the marbles in, Shona SOF is our newest racer joining. That is racer number 24. So thank you so much for the follow. It sort of happened while I was in sort of concentration mode, so I sort of overlooked it a little bit, but I did notice it. I did take a note. Thank you so much for that. And good luck on your debut race. Some of the back runners have actually been doing really well in their first few races. So we'll see how you perform on your first race here. So with all that said and done, let's start the race. 15 laps. And obstacles. Are we going to start? It does not look like it wants to start. There we go. I think the time is really slowed down, that's why. That's better, okay. So as they all race down into the first bend, who's going to take the lead round here? Looks like Boer has got the front point here. Yes, they do. Followed by Space Egg. Then Wood, then James, Logan, side effects. A big collision there, meaning Logan actually got pushed all the way to the back. All the way to last place with that bad bounce. To come down to the hairpin, this seems to be a very chaotic area. So it looks like there are a few bad bounces you can get. A few areas that can really switch the positions up. This final hairpin, if you take this line straight down here, there is a little lip that will force you out. You will lose time. So that last hairpin could throw some positions. So go onto the ladder. This ladder being smaller than the one on the last race. So everyone's still very close together. A lot of competition at this top spot here with James, Side Effects, Demon Lover, Space Egg, Cheese, Cutsy, School of Thugs and Boer. Wood on their own at the back currently. So they make their way up first time through the triangles. These triangles rotate thankfully, so no worries there, King Barto. So Space Egg actually taking the lead here, closely followed by Demon Lover, but there's a few taking the inside line, so Boer and School of Thugs take that inside line to take those positions away from Demon Lover. Then we have Cheese and James. So go through the obstacles here. Let's get a zoom out a bit and see how everyone is doing. So as they go into the hairpin, Space Egg, then Demon Lover, everyone sort of bumping into each other here. This is where you really need to make a breakaway in the top spots as you come down to this hairpin so you don't get bumped around by all these other racers. So Space Egg managing to secure the top spot on the ladder, but has a bunch behind with Demon Lover, James, Cheese, Side Effects, Cutsy and Barto and School of Thugs. Then we have T-Dub, Ryder, Muffin and Boer, Stanky, Skyline, Shona, Logan, Magic and Jake, Mario, Wood, Shady, Nick and Stormy, and then Buddo. in the last spot currently. Could this be a repeat of our last race for Budo? As things have not been looking very good for them recently. So Space Egg going through the triangles fairly smoothly there. School of Thugs, Barto and Kutsi getting held up quite bad. Barto actually managing to wedge in there. I thought Barto was actually going to find a way to get stuck on this track on a triangle once again, but getting saved by T-Dub thankfully. But it has lost Barto a lot of time there. As we have Space Egg, Cheese and James, School of Thugs, Side Effects. Looks like Demon Lover's lost some spots. Space Egg losing out on a few places there. As James actually takes the top spot, but not getting... Oh yes, getting onto the ladder and securing that top spot on the ladder. Space Egg currently holding the fastest lap as well. This may change after this. And Budo making some positions. Stormy getting pushed way back, and Nick getting pushed even further back. So many people say Shauna. Yeah, it's Shona, isn't it? Not Shauna. I hope I've been saying it correctly. Sometimes it's quite hard to think when I'm just trying to talk so quick. So we have James in the top spot, then Space Egg, Kutsi, School of Thugs, Demon Lover, Side Effects, and Quarantine Cheese side by side, followed by Bwer, T-Dub, and Muffin. I have it right. That's good. That's good. So Barto, Skyline, Logan, Mario, Shona, and Ryder. So make their way up to the top again. Side Effects losing some time. School of Thugs taking the second spot with Space Egg in third, Cheese fourth, Demon Lover fifth, and Kutsi just behind in sixth. James getting a bit of a rough bump there. Space Egg getting even a worse one. School of Thugs probably getting the best run through that corner. Bwer taking the outside but can't make the pass there. Meanwhile, down at this hairpin, James is going to keep hold of that top spot. Thugs making a bit of time with the second place. Cheese, Side Effects, Kutsi, Demon Lover, and Space Egg side by side, competing for third. They have T-Dub, Mario, Skyline, Bwer, and Muffin. Then Ryder, Shona, Barto, Shady, Budo, Stanky, Wood, and Jake. Magic Monkey, Nick, Logan, and Stormy. So currently we have no DNFs, and Budo has actually made some time back. I was just questioning for a second there, double checking that we still had all the races on the track. And we do. Could we see a full finish on this track? So James making the getaway there, avoiding too much time loss. Same with School of Thugs, that inside route seems to be the best. Space Egg going through, Kutsi getting some bad bumps there. Side Effects losing some pace as well. I mean, Space Egg, oh, but a bad bump. Space Egg loses out on 2 positions. Side Effects and Cheese taking them positions. Behind we have Muffin, closely followed by T-Dub. Then Mario Hunter, Bwer, Skyline, King Barto, Shona, Ryder. So everyone comes around here as James and School of Thugs are already approaching the ladder. We will go and check up on what positions they have secured there in a second. So around this midfield and towards the back, everyone is quite closely packed. And it looks like James and School of Thugs are actually side by side for this top spot. Side Effects 1 place down in third. Then we have Demon Lover, T-Dub, Quarantine Cheese, and Kutsi together. Muffin, Bwer, Mario, Space Egg, Shady, Shona, Skyline. Then Ryder, Barto, Wood, and Jake. Stanky, Magic, and Budo. Stormy and Nick, and then Logan down at the bottom spot. So it is still all to play for. Everyone very close together. And we're only on lap 5 of 15. So it looks like School of Thugs is going to have the worst run here going into that obstacle, meaning James can just find their way through with ease, but School of Thugs carrying better speed past this second triangle. James holding onto that first spot though, Side Effects coming through very smooth. Then we have Demon Lover with a bit of a bump there. It seems like there's a bump in the middle of the track as you go up to that finish line, meaning Cutsy and Cheese take that spot. You have T-Dub, Mario and Muffin. Blur, Skyline, Space Egg, Shady, Shona going down the inside but not quite making it past Shady. Barto, Wood losing a bit of speed there but getting some assistance from Jake. Ryder, Buddo, Stanky, Magic, Stormy taking the outside lane going for the overtake. Stormy does get the overtake on Stanky but will be held up by Magic. Then Nick, then Logan at the back as the front runners are already back around to the ladder. So as you watch the rest pile in down here. Stanky taking a position there. Stormy also forcing their way past Magic. And Logan coming through from the back. Looks like Magic and Stormy actually got held off from the ladder there. While Stanky got on. Nick also bouncing off, which means Logan could actually get side by side with Nick here, and they do. So James and School of Thugs side by side for that top spot again. Side Effects still sitting happily in third. Then we have T-Dub, Mario, Demon Lover and Cheese side by side. Muffin on their own. SpaceX, Skyline, Shona and Blur side by side, followed by Shady, Wood, Ryder and King Barto. Then Buddo Gaming, Stanky McClanky and Jake the Snake. Vex Stormy, Magic Monkey, Logan the Geo1 and 30 Nick. As they approach the top of the ladder, James is going to have the middle route here, avoiding all the obstacles, but the obstacles don't seem to be blocking School of Thugs. That one does though. School of Thugs getting stuck for quite a while there. This gives Side Effects a chance to try and make some time off the ladder if they get a smooth run, but they are going to make a bit of contact. Fortunately for School of Thugs, that distance is big enough to be able to keep that second place comfortably, but James making a breakaway in first. Cheese making a getaway from Demon Lover. T-Dub and Mario going down the outside to get a better run on the corner, but are going to get blocked out. Whoa, Cutsy is way off track. What has happened to Cutsy? How has Cutsy ended up all the way over there on this little track? I actually have no idea. If anyone can work out how that may have happened or when that may have happened, because it says they are in 20th, which means that must have happened at the end of this lap somehow. Did they make a bad hit down here without me noticing? They must have had a bad bump on this hairpin and been sent off into the distance. So that is a DNF for Cutsy, and I thought we weren't going to have any DNFs on this track. But as I said, anything can happen in Ultimate Marble Racing. So it looks like James has secured the top spot now. School of Thugs neck and neck with Side Effects for second. Side Effects making some good pace. Then we have T-Dub, Demon Lover, Mario and Cheese side by side. Muffin the Bunny on their own again, just behind. Then Blur, Space Egg and Shona. Followed by Skyline, Ryder, Barto and Wood. Stanky, Buddo and Shady. Jake and Stormy. Magic and Logan. Then Nick in last place. Well, I suppose technically not last, with Cutsy currently sitting in last with the DNF. So James making the run down that inside, very smooth there. Side Effects following the same path. School of Thugs with a bit of a delay, which means Side Effects will nab that second place. Cheese in front of T-Dub, then Demon Lover. Muffin just behind. Boer getting slowed down there, which means Shona's going to get the better run. Space Egg just behind, then Boer, followed by Mario. Wood closely followed by Barto, and Skyline taking the outside line behind, then Ryder, Shady, Stanky, and Buddo. Magic Monkey getting held up loads on that triangle up there, meaning Nick could try and make some time, but no, Nick is going to get wedged, losing time themselves. So as we head down here to make sure no one else goes flying off the track. Big hit there between Skyline, Mario, and Barto. Means Skyline actually gains a few places, but they will all get held up at the ladder. So there is a queue to get on the ladder currently. Stormy comes into the hairpin, followed by Logan, and then Magic, and finally Nick. So as all the races are now entering onto the ladder, we have got James holding that first spot. School of Thugs with second. Muffin gaining some time now in the competition for third with T-Dub, Cheese, and Side Effects. Demon Lover sat on their own now. Then Space Egg, Boer, and Shona. Mario Hunter and Wood just behind. Then Shady, King Barto, Ryder, and Skyline. Followed by Jake, Stanky, and Buddo. Logan and Stormy. Magic, and then finally Nick. As we go back up to the start of the ladder, and James is making their way down the starting straight, well, the finishing straight of lap 8 and entering lap 9 of the race. So a smooth run for both of them at the top. Muffin also getting a good run off down there with T-Dub just behind. Side Effects and Cheese taking the inside. Demon Lover taking the outside lines to try and carry that speed, but getting blocked out by Cheese. Shona coming down the inside with Boer just behind. Boer getting a bad bounce there, losing some time. Space Egg following. Then Wood in front of Mario. So everyone quite spread out now, equally around the track. Making some distances into their positions. Space Egg holding the fastest lap, but in 10th position. No more casualties this lap, as Nick gets a bad bounce over there, losing a bit of time again. Magic Monkey and Nick are both struggling to keep up with the race today. Well, on this track. So a bit more separation now, everyone's sort of split apart from each other. It looks like everyone has their own little competitions going on now. So James holding that top spot, School of Thugs just behind. Side Effects, Demon Lover, T-Dub, and Muffin all fighting for the top 3 and top 5 places. Quarantine Cheese sat just outside of that. Will need to make a spot if they want to gain any points. Then Space Egg, Boer, and Shona side by side. Skyline, Mario, Wood, Ryder, King Barto, Shady, Stanky, Buddo, Logan, Stormy, Jake, Magic, and Nick. As James is already off, bit of contact with the triangle there. School of Thugs somehow rotating the triangle the other way, but didn't look like any contact was actually made. Demon Lover getting held up though, unfortunately. Muffin taking the spot in front of Side Effects and T-Dub. Side Effects gaining, trying to push past, but unfortunately being blocked out. Cheese trying to gain on Demon Lover, and Shona trailing behind a little bit. Then we have Space Egg, Boer, and Skyline. Then a fight between Wood and Mario. King Barto with a bit of a gap behind them. Ryder, then Shady, Stanky and Buddo competing for position. Logan, and then Jake and Stormy. So go back down to the final hairpin. Barto with a very bad bounce there, losing a lot of time, but still managing to just get on the ladder. Ryder blocking out Shady. Shady blocking out Stanky and Buddo, but they still both make it onto the ladder, side by side. Logan bumping Jake off, meaning Logan and Stormy will be side by side. Then Jake is joined by Magic, and Nick coming in at the back is going to miss out on one section of the ladder there, and we'll be jumping on the next one. So James holding that top spot. T-Dub and School of Thugs will be side by side for second. Side Effects, Cheese, Muffin and Demon Lover will be fighting for that fourth and fifth spot for the points. So James with a bit of a slowdown there, but it looks like it's going to be worse for T-Dub and School of Thugs. Both going either side of that triangle and losing some time. T-Dub hitting every obstacle possible. Demon Lover getting wedged in the triangle there. Cheese actually keeping them held there for a second, meaning Side Effects, T-Dub and Muffin can make a bit of a breakaway. We've got Boer and Wood fighting there. Space Egg and Shona side by side. Those two trying to gain but not going to there. So Boer, Wood, Space Egg and Shona are all competing for position. Then we have Skyline, Mario competing with Barto and Ryder trailing behind a bit. Stanky and Shady being gained by Buddo, but knocking Buddo back, not letting Buddo get through there. As they're going down to the hairpin again, I saw a few bad bounces there. A few position changes as Ryder has gained on Barto and actually stolen the position. This hairpin entry makes a big difference. Logan and Buddo with some contact there, but Buddo holding that spot. Stormy getting bounced backwards and getting overtaken by Jake and Magic. But still getting on the ladder alongside them as Nick now comes into the hairpin. So James making some time at the top. Then Side Effects and School of Thugs, still a close competition, fighting for second. T-Dub and Muffin fighting each other as well, and Demon Lover sitting back in sixth, just outside of the points. Then we have Skyline, Cheese and Boer side by side as well. Still a chance for the points between all of them as we're going on to lap 12. A bounce by James there. Not losing too much time. As Side Effects and School of Thugs drop into the straight now. Side Effects bouncing backwards. School of Thugs making a breakaway. T-Dub just skimming through there, making a good run. Might be able to get the overtake on Side Effects. They do, they cut just in front. Muffin behind. Demon Lover with a good run down that starting straight. Boy and Skyline side by side. Cheese getting held up slightly. Shona and Ryder trying to gain on Cheese. Shona with some bad bumps though, meaning Mario's going to take that position. Wood also cutting in front, but Space Egg getting caught behind. Then King Barto behind that. Then we have Shady and Stanky. Buddo, Logan getting held up as well. Jake and Stormy bouncing off either side there. Magic Monkey getting stuck, but Stormy helping them through. Let's go back down to this hairpin once again. So Barto looking for a spot on the ladder, but is not going to get it, getting pushed back even further. Stanky getting held up, meaning Buddo may be able to get on the ladder alongside Stanky. Unfortunately, just missing out a little too slow, but they are blocking Logan, which means Logan's going to be held back. Jake comes in, Stormy, all getting onto the ladder together, then Magic being held up. Nick unfortunately not going to make it on with Magic. It's still going to be at the back. So James still holding a very strong first place. Followed by Side Effects, T-Dub and School of Thugs now all competing for second. Then Muffin sat on their own just behind, just in the points. Then just outside of the points we have Demon Lover, Boer and Skyline side by side. Then Mario Hunter and Cheese, Shona, Ryder, Space Egg and Wood, Shady and King Barto, Stanky, Buddo, Stormy, Jake, Logan, Magic and Nick. So James is already on their way around the track. T-Dub getting slowed down a bit there, so School of Thugs is going to take second. Side Effects will take third. Muffin coming down now. Will they be able to make some time on T-Dub? Demon Lover making a break away from Boer. Boer being closely followed by Skyline. Then we have Cheese a bit further back. Then there's a battle between Mario, Wood, Shona and Ryder. Space Egg just outside of that battle further back, followed by King Barto, Shady Plays and Stanky. So as they're all going down to the hairpin once again, Mario Hunter with a really bad bounce there, losing out on a few positions. Wood forcing past Space Egg, then King Barto and Shady just behind. Stanky coming in with a bounce, sending them backwards, which means Buddo could come in here and steal that position, and they do. Jake coming in, followed by Logan and Stormy. Then Nick actually gaining on Magic here. But Magic with a very strong entry into that hairpin. But it's not enough, as they don't quite make it onto the ladder in time, so Nick is now side by side with Magic at the back. So James still securing that first spot. School of Thugs, T-Dub and Muffin fighting for second. Side Effects now sat on their own, followed by Demon Lover and Boer. Then Skyline and Cheese. So still some close battles going on in the top 5, but who will finish in the points? As James makes their way down, very smooth with that outside line. School of Thugs, T-Dub and Muffin side by side here. School of Thugs getting wedged. T-Dub getting a bad bump, meaning Muffin is actually going to take second place. T-Dub taking third. Side Effects with a bit of a bump there to slow them down. Demon Lover with another bad run down that straight. Demon Lover's had a few bad runs hitting the obstacles down that straight, so Boer can make some distance away, and there's some collisions going on here. A bad bounce by Muffin meaning T-Dub takes a spot. So they are side by side as they go into the hairpin. Who's going to get the better bounce? Looks like T-Dub does, then Muffin a bit behind. School of Thugs just behind T-Dub, getting on the ladder just in time, which means Muffin and School of Thugs will have to take the section below. Side Effects just missing out. Demon Lover getting bounced backwards by Side Effects, so jumping on the ladder alongside Boer. Shona with a bit of a slowdown there, losing a position to Wood. And King Barto actually going straight down the inside there, but will they get on the ladder? Yes they will. Shona just missing out. Shona will be entering the ladder with Mario, Shady and Space Egg. Jake taking a position from Stormy, so does Buddo. Both of them just abusing Stormy out the way there. But Buddo not making it onto the ladder. So Buddo's going to be side by side with Stormy on the ladder. Then we have Logan, Nick and Magic Monkey at the back. And Stanky McClanky. What's happened to Stanky McClanky? Let's go and have a look. They have managed to get stuck on one of these spinners perfectly in the middle. So Stanky is now down a lap. So James now coming off the top of the ladder and down to the start finish as we go on to the final lap of the race. This is where it counts. T-Dub, Bunny, School of Thugs. It's all to play for here. Side effects. Bit of a slowdown there. Let's see. Will Stanky McClanky actually get knocked free by anyone? James going through, avoiding. T-Dub Morris also going through, avoiding it. And it looks like they're going to be stuck there for a while. James with a decent bounce there. Let's keep an eye on them top spots. It looks like James might get onto the ladder and secure that first spot unless T-Dub can hop on. T-Dub gets blocked out by James, which means James secures that first spot on the ladder on the last lap. T-Dub securing the second spot on the ladder. Muffin taking the third spot. School of Thugs and Side Effects can be side by side for fourth. We're bouncing back on the fifth. Demon Lover actually getting in, so it's going to be a race between them two for the fifth spot. Cheese just behind, outside of the points, alongside Ryder. Stanky not getting knocked free. It looks like it will be a DNF for Stanky. The DNF timer is now 60 seconds, as suggested to me in the UMR Discord. Stormy with a bounce, sending them way backwards there. That's probably the worst entry we've seen this race. As the back runners now pile in towards the ladder. Stormy trying to get on alongside Buddo, but just gives them a bit of a tap and falls back off. So the top three are potentially secured at this point unless they get held up really bad. So James looking to take the win here as we approach the final straight. So James taking that inside line, getting held up for a second, but it is not enough for T-Dub. James takes the win. T-Dub securing second place. Muffin looks like they've got a smooth run down the side. Yes, they do. That'll be third for them. Now, School of Thugs is going to hit a bad bounce here. Means Side Effects actually takes fourth spot. What's going to happen here, though? Bwur and Demon Lover fighting for the last points. Bwur getting stuck. Demon Lover coming through. No, that's to take sixth, unfortunately. So, just outside of the points. I thought that was a fight for the last spot of the points, but it was not. It was just outside. School of Thug, though, after a very good race, finishing fifth, only just in the points. So we have James with the win, T-Dub, Muffin, Side Effects, School of Thug, Demon Lover, Bwur, Cheese, Ryder, Wood, King Barto, Skyline, Shady, Shona, Mario, Space Egg, Jake the Snake, Buddo, Logan, and Stormy. And then I think it was Nick, then Magic. So, those are the results of this race, with of course one off-track DNF and one potential non-finished DNF unless they can make the lap up in 60 seconds. So an interesting race, a lot of position changes. Space Egg actually getting the fastest lap, but losing a lot of positions, falling and falling throughout the race down to 16th. Some close battles up in the top spots with a very close finish. But James just managed to pull off everything they needed at the end of that race. So with that race over, I'm going to record all of the results and be back with the standings in 2 minutes. And so here are the final standings. So Bwur gaining no points in that race, meaning they lose that top spot to T-Dub. So T-Dub now sits in first with 13. Bwur very close behind, 1 point difference. In second with 12 points. Third we have Side Effects with 10, only 2 points behind. Then we have Buddo with 9 points, King Barto with 8, Logan with 7, Magic, Wood and James with 6, Mario, Stanky, School of Thugs with 5, Shady, Jake and SpaceX with 4, Cheese and Muffin with 3, Nick with 2, and the rest with 0. So it is very close at the top still. Boer needs to get some points if they want to reclaim that top spot from T-Dub. Side Effects making gains in 3rd, still in with a shot to take that first with ease if they get a good result. But everyone's still a chance to take the win. So with that race over and the results in, make sure you go and check out the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Twitch, you'll be able to see any of the races that you missed, or if you want to rewatch any, and there will be highlights at the end of the season. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you follow on Twitch. If you follow, you will be one of the racers in these races, and you'll also get to watch the races unfold live and join the chat. And make sure you check out the Ultimate Marble Racing Discord. There's a lot of chat going on in there around the races, and you'll also be able to choose your skin, as we are very close to actually opening the server store using virtual money, not real money. So as we approach Season 1, you will be able to have your own coloured skins on your marbles by joining one of the teams that will be available. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's races, and I'll see you next time.